finally got the truck back. I haven't done packing in a while. The truck has been getting fixed. Sadly, someone tried to break into it when I was downtown Denver. That has been repaired. It took 3 weeks. So happy to have it back. Let's get things packed up and we will get on the road. Today's gonna be interesting. This will be my first time trying to basically just go out and do, I don't know if it's necessarily dispersed camping, but basically just national forest camping. First come, first serve, so hopefully there's some open spots by the time we get there. I picked a spot about an hour away, so this should be hopefully not too bad of a drive. Worst case, we'll just do some overlanding. Do you want some help? Yeah, let me help you.
Let me help you.
Where there used to be an LED on the front here, while the car was getting repaired, someone stole that. So they're buying me a new one. It is good to be back in this baby though. All right, so we got 4 miles to go. Definitely some bumpy roads here. Nothing really like 4-wheel drive necessary yet. I almost want air down just because it's really bumpy. It's like totally just for comfort and convenience over anything practical. But yeah, it's interesting. This spot is only an hour from Boulder. It's only 19 miles, but it takes an hour just because of all these kind of back roads. Everything I read said at some point this will get pretty gnarly, like high clearance 4x4 only. I tried to come here when I first moved to Boulder a different route, and it was still snowy. There was a lot of melted snow, and it was real sketchy, so I didn't want to do it the first trip, jack up my car. But the way we went today is supposed to be a little more mild until some point ahead, which I guess we'll find out shortly. All right, well, I just saw a Tacoma coming up, and as I'm letting air out, another Jeep went by, so I don't want to lose a camp spot. He said there were about 4 open right now, so we threw her in 4 drive. We got the sway bar disconnected. I want to hit this and hopefully get down there without any real issues. Is this it? Is this it? I think we found our spot. Where are we? Where are we? Camp spot number 19. Sadly, the lake is right there and you can't see it. We got a fire pit. I got some firewood. Luckily, the fire ban is not currently in effect. I checked before. Got some cool trails back here. I kind of actually wish I had a table so we could like cook up some dinner, hang out, but I think, you know, we'll make do. I'll either cook on the back of the truck like we normally do, hang out. I think it's gonna be a good night. Get some shade. Haley's having a blast. These are freaking delicious. Delicious. It's from a local brewery up in Longmont area, and just they use real fruit. And so like, I don't know, I know there's this seltzer, it's becoming a polarizing topic. Look, these are delicious, they taste good. I don't like all seltzers, but for sure gonna get down on one of these right now. Do you need a seltzer? We'll get you some water. And so one new thing I actually want to show you guys is heavy Lifesaver jerry can. So this will hold 18 liters, I want to say, and it does viruses, bacteria, everything. So really good filter. I'm gonna need that for sure with van life anyway. High water capacity, you can refill it in a stream, whatever. For these types of trips I don't have to fill it up the whole way, but it's pressurized. It has a spout. You can actually get a shower attachment if you want it. Pretty versatile, little pricey, but for, you know, backup water and to know you're gonna have clean water, for sure worth the cost for me. So recommended Lifesaver jerry can. I'll link it below. These are the more fun parts of camping that is tough to capture on film, where you've got 6-7 hours till sunset and you're just kind of hanging out, enjoying things. I have not set up the tent yet. If you can see, is we might get some rain. So hanging out for now, enjoying this beautiful scenery. Probably gonna cook up some grub here shortly. So I should probably have a theme for this video, and that's going to be the differences, because this is my first night attempting to camp on basically public land, national forest, whatever you want to call that, versus Hipcamp, which is what I do a lot. Pros and cons to both, right? My biggest anxiety coming out here was I didn't know if I was going to have a spot. It's complete first come, first serve. I had to leave earlier than I normally do. I left around noon to get out here, hour drive. So that got me here around 1. The good side with that, obviously it's free. These are amazing spots now that I see them here, just beautiful scenery. Not too close, but a little close, right? I do have neighbors kind of in some proximity of me, but not terrible. Some of the better spots were a little more secluded. Obviously that's personal preference too. Do you want to be more secluded or do you want to be able to see other campers? For me, when I like to come out here, it's really about just kind of enjoying nature and soaking things up. Hipcamp, like the nice thing, right, is you guarantee have a spot. You know you have a spot, you know what it's gonna look like, you know features of it, etc. Like, can you do campfires? Do you have a fire pit? I'm not entirely sure on etiquette, so let me walk you guys through a quick story and I'll let you vote in the comments below your opinion. So when I got to the trailhead to come down here to find a spot, I aired down. Like, I'm just used to it because if you need to air down and you're in a spot that's tricky and you didn't, that's a much worse scenario than having aired down previously. Like, it's never gonna go wrong if you air down on a trail. It's just the labor of airing back up later. So some dude came in a Wrangler and just kind of rolled right past me and just went through. Arguably in front of him, he passed me, cool. I was airing down anyway. And then later on, I caught up to him. And so he ended up letting me pass to be nice, like wave to each other, super friendly. But then I basically got the last camp spot closest to the water. There were other spots open. I've never been here before. I didn't know how much further it went. He passed me, ultimately had to turn around and go back. Obviously, like, these are open, so I feel like it's fair game. He passed me, I passed him. Let me know though, I'm curious on etiquette, like what happens in that scenario. I think it's already stopped, but it's so funny because in Colorado, like, you'll get these random 1 hour, 20 minute, even 15 minute just downpours. Could be hail, could be rain out of nowhere, and then it goes back to being beautiful. And so it's always good to be prepared, but that is why I waited to open the tent. And so at this point, I think the rain has stopped and we can now open the tent and get camped out. It's apparently the day of mishaps. So this thing got stuck in here. There we go. All right, it's out. So one other quick tip I want to show you guys is when you're rolling these, and I forget who taught me this, your instinct is going to be to roll outside, right? The problem is if it rains, that catches all the rain. So you actually roll these inside, if that makes sense. So then the rain just runs off if it does rain. Almost done. As you can see, a lot of the life of rooftop tents is rolling things, but these are why we do it. And while I do not think I'm gonna need the heated blanket tonight, I will always have it ready. It is about that time. Times when these come in handy. Not sponsored. Warm beer and altitude. Oh, you're mad at me? It's raining, it's windy. She's not the happiest pup right now. It's not that bad. It's gonna pass soon. Got a little salt in here. And a little rice in here then. Voila. diva right here thinks she's sleeping on my pillow. That is not going to be the case. We're going to have to move her down here. However, it is time to get some sleep. It is nice and warm still. Definitely leaving the nets open tonight. Maybe I'll just use her as a pillow. Need my pillow now. I'll see you guys in the morning. I gotta say, folks, waking up to this view, it's really unbeatable. It is like the perfect temperature right now. It's probably 60. I've got my heated blanket on just for good measure, and I'm just gonna hang out, enjoy this for a little bit. Then we'll make some coffee, hit the road, but overall, another successful trip. All right, so final thoughts on Hipcamp versus open space, national park, forest, BLM camping. It really comes down to kind of risk versus reward. I feel like you're probably gonna get better spots in things like national forests here. However, obviously, if you're driving 2 hours, 4 hours, or whatever, and you show up and there's no spots, like that's gonna suck pretty bad. Hipcamp, you're gonna have a guaranteed spot. A lot of them are pretty remote and you can see awesome scenery, but they're not gonna be like this. So it really comes down, again, risk versus reward. Just have a backup plan if you can. Try to do it somewhere maybe close by, which is what I did. I was an hour away. So worst case, I just had to drive back an hour home, which wasn't that bad. Fortunately, I lucked out and there were plenty of spots. So I think it was just me being nervous first time out here. So hit that thumbs up if you guys like this video. Subscribe if you wanna see more of this. I do a lot of content. I will see you guys next time. As always, it's been a pleasure.